man. Hello. I just realized I don't have a camera set up. This is a new scene. Um, Hello everybody. Give me just a second here. Just 1 second. What do you even call it? Video capture. Holy, my hair is bad, but I didn't really style it, so okay. Peace. Hola, hello. Just go big. Big ol'. I'm gonna be so happy to have an office after I move. Because right now I'm in the bedroom and it's just like I don't like I feel like I need a separation, the vibe. Um Having like I want to decorate my bedroom casually, but my office a little more work focused, and I can't seem to get myself to blend into. So moving and getting a an office to myself is gonna be nice, I think. Even if it is small. Ta-da! Okay, good deal. I think that's good. Um, Hello. Hola. Howdy. Um, Sorry. My mind is a million places right now. Howdy. My name is James. I am a graphic designer, available to help you promote your business, but in the meanwhile, we gather here for the Red Ink Black Coffee podcast. This is really just a blog where I talk about life a little bit, specifically mine. And hopefully we talk about a couple regrets or things. I do have some stuff to talk about that kind of relates to interpersonal relationships and stuff. Stuff I wanted to touch on, not really super important. Um, it is super important in that like these are skills you should have if you want to be happy, or just have productive, excuse me, relationships in general. But first, I am doing this live today. It is Wednesday, June 4th, and I just don't have time. It feels like to really sit down, schedule myself a moment, and get things done as far as like editing and content creation. I've been slacking on the social posts as well. I feel like these past 2 months, since I turned 30, because I really wanted to lock in when I turned 30, and I've been doing it. Feels like I've been doing it. It just feels like these past 2 months. It's also because my job is kind of going through changes, um, in my move. Everything is coming together at once, but it feels like this is the busiest I've ever been. Bear in mind that I managed a store and had a full-time job somewhere else at the same time. Um, I had 3 jobs in college, like 3 part-time jobs. So I have been pretty busy at different points in my life, but this seems to have me running around the most. But today, today is just one little segment of that busyness. I'm going to be creating business cards, if not branding, for my friend's card shop. He's a good friend of mine. Good acquaintance, I guess. But he's opening a new shop. How does this file? There's no way. Discord in there. or file maximum. Silly Discord. Um, but like the image I'm sending is just like it's their logo. It's like a picture of their logo. There's no way this is exceeding the limits of Discord. Whatever. I'll just take a screenshot of it. Yeah, I'm gonna be making a little bit of branding. Um, they have a logo. I'm not really impressed with it. It's always a thing of like they could just ask me to do half this stuff and I would do it, but they don't ask, so I don't do it. But I'm like happy to help them if they would just ask. And I think that's an issue I have frequently. Not, I won't say a lot or all the time or something. It's just people don't know how to ask or what to ask for. They aren't aware of their options, and so they just do the best they can and suffer the inefficiencies of that. Sorry, Discord's giving me a lot of issues now because the file size. Oh, but how's everyone else doing? Is stuff good? Stuff good out in the world? Give me some good news. I'm hearing a lot of bad news lately. Super depressing to turn on the news these days. You gotta be careful with that. Just gonna take it easy. I am not here to talk about the news or stress anyone out. I'm here to relax, do a little bit of work. I wanted to try a risograph style or a screen print style of brand because that just seems cool to me. Not sure if I should do this in Illustrator or Photoshop. But let me start with Illustrator. I might do a combination of the two. This is their logo. The Hobby Hub, the local game shop. I think this is awful. Let me tell you, or let me show you. First reason why I think this is awful. HR needs you to determine the difference between these two pictures. Yeah, I think what happened here is that my friend went to the sign maker and was just like, hey, give us something that says the Hobby Hub. And they was like, hey, say no more. Bam. That says the Hobby Hub. Like, have you ever think about it? You're going to this place to play games, to relax, to enjoy in your hobby, your recreation. Nothing about this sign is recreational. This feels like a restroom sign. This feels like sterile, sucking the life out of you. The Hobby Hub. Um, I say that in a way that is meaning to elevate my friend. Not that I told him this. This was like he didn't ask me for a consultation. This is just my reflections as a designer. One, it's already done. Two, it's super sterile. Like the Hobby Hub, what does that even mean? That's like the low-hanging fruit of like alliteration. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking of potentials, what could have been, yada yada yada. But it's not up to me. Um, my job is to try and give it some life while remaining within the lines. Um, first of all, I'm gonna have to recreate the logo. I'm sure they don't have a file for this. Um, when I was originally thinking about branding this place, because they told me they were opening another location. Um, when I first thought about branding this place, I was thinking of like a dice or like a cube. And you can just align H and H so that it's like that front face corner of a cube, H and H, and then maybe like D on top or something. I played with it a little bit, but I wasn't really sold on it. But that had more life than this, than as an idea. Um, I don't know. At least it's clear and legible, and nobody can doggy for this logo because it does do what you want it to, and though it looks like it's just Helvetica bold. My cat is screaming because I closed the door. How dare I close the door? I'm working. This might be even like a black Helvetica black or something. Pretty close, actually. The only difference is their O is like a plain red Barlow. Helvetica's pretty close, but their O is slightly different. Just gonna look through what I have to see if I have something close. If not, I can work with Helvetica. Yeah, but it's like the only thing they have going for them. They have a little bit of color, a little bit of shape and balance. But the main element here is their type. And they didn't even try to do it. They tried to angle the That's the best they could do. Um Not impressed. But that's just me. Um yeah, Helvetica's the closest. Even if I have to like recreate the shapes. Not even really that far off. Bring this out here. Yeah, it really isn't that far off. I'm not sure why their spacing is different, but there's different versions of the fonts. Different versions of fonts. It's really annoying, but when people want to like charge for fonts, this is what happens. Other people want it for free, and so they'll make their own. Not only is it tilted, it looks like it has a little bit of a shear. I can try doing it this way. Kind of tough though. I just have to be mostly accurate. I say that because I'm sure this isn't like an official logo that they drew up in. Um, in fact, we might even just do some logo variations of this, just to show them what could happen, what could be. Cause I know them, they're not gonna ask. This is a mom and pop store. It's a good old mom and pop store. They're not gonna ask for favors. They're too kind. I don't get why this side is rounded and this side is straight, mostly. I don't know what the reasoning is for creating that spacing the way it is. Okay, well that's the logo. And what I did is I created a vector. So this would be an image. And if I scale this up super large, it's gonna get blurry at some point. You can see it there. That's not good for brands, not good for signage. What I did is I traced it and made lines. These are vectors. What that means is they're mathematically plotted. So I can scale it infinitely, and it will always stay clear. The resolution will always increase so that all the lines are sharp. And that's good for signage. And that's just kind of how Illustrator works. It works in vectors. I wanted to see first, because the colors are so like pastelish, I wanted to see it as a risograph. And what I mean by that, if you know screen printing, risograph printing is similar. A risograph texture. Let me see. A risograph print featuring dice, figures, cards, other hobby items along the edges of the frame in rectangular I'm just going to start with that, but I also want to try and use this color. Color. And maybe Firefly knows, can show you what a risograph print is. If not, I can look to Google. Yeah, so it's kind of like a watercolor. This seems a little more solid than I would like. This looks more watercolor. Not bad. This is a little closer, just like one colors. Patchy and stuff. It's got the right idea. I don't know if uh, I don't know if a Firefly is going to be able to do this for me. But let me play around with it. I do want it to be monochromatic. I don't know if there's a specific style I could give it for risograph. I'm trying to read the tiny text. Mm. Yeah, I might have to just do this from scratch, which is fine. That's not at all. Let me try screen print. Risograph and screen printing is somewhat similar. I think it's because I put monochromatic on, giving me the black and white. A little closer. So I don't want like a background or anything. I just want the card, the item. Okay, well that's not gonna work. Let's look for Rizzo graph cards. Yeah, and you get this kind of like texture. There's that like grainy texture applied to the colors, and it's just like you're screening one color and then another. There's some overlap play and some contrast play. And you can go like as heavy or as light as you like. You also get like really bright colors. It's not like a printing. It is a print, but it's not like mixed colors. You're making the ink itself and then applying it. You get really bright colors. But I kind of want to make this along the edge, if I can. This style, and just do like some dice, some cards, some da 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 da, just hobby materials. To kind of decorate the edges. This is nice. So maybe this can help me create one item at a time. Polyhedral dice in risograph style. Yeah, if I try to make each element one at a time, maybe it'll do a little better. One color risograph style. Getting there. It's got the idea. Little closer. Also, it's the 5 sides on every side. 20-sided dice. Doesn't know multi-sided dice. Oh, you know what? Am I using... Let me try this on the third generation engine. For some reason, I don't like... Or I'm not getting a lot of success with Firefly Image 4. Turn off fast mode. I do want art. It's still giving me... I kind of want like simple... I'm not gonna go this detailed with the final. I don't want anything that looks like 3D or shadowed or anything. I just want like a simple outline. As if it was screen printed. Yeah, I'm not having any success with this. Not happy at all. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll do it live. But Photoshop is going to be a little more useful once I get to that point to make things look like they have a printed texture or halftone texture, however I end up doing it. But for now, we have the logo. I want to see it if I do art specifically. Classic gamer style. So I'm going to colors. One. Today is going to end up being um being like that. Cool. I don't know if I want it there, right down the middle. Can I? I don't know if I can play music. Can I play music on YouTube? I always get nervous about it, but I feel like I need it. Silence is getting to me. I quick because I play an ad. I want to spare you guys. Lots and lots of money I'll pay for you premium. Okay. Great. But it's something. Doing here, I want to give it a background that is gray. I probably could have left it as because I couldn't get the shape right. Checked on it. Offset path. Not that thick. Half of that. Gonna add up. Path. Set that as well. I might have to do this as for stroke. That's one way of looking at it. Offset it and see if that helps it. Not much. Yeah. Bad. Good work. A low gradient. White top. Love it. This is typically where I would put it. Not bad. I do like it. Pink gradient. The not bad. Bright darker. Just a split. Not bad. Right though. Yeah, I'll have to figure out the colors and then expand once I get it. That's the original. Let me work on some decoration. See. This is kind of what I'm going for, just like outlines of the dice. But I'm gonna need cards, I'm gonna need minis, just all kinds of like little stuff to make it playful. I see on the stock image sites, they also have the AI dice that have 5 on all sides. Reference. I like the dice in positions, like this one. Different angles, but these lines are gonna have to be thicker. They don't need the numbers on them, I don't think. Let me see how good this turns out if I do an image trace. Have to be. That is fairly thin. Yeah. Aim for perfect. If it made it all the same color, probably didn't. It never does. Can I minus front? Does it do it? Oh, intense. And then we can step up the thickness a little bit. It's my regular swatches. These are my gradient swatch. A regular swatch. No. have no idea what happened to me. Just watching. What else was I going to talk about today? Making amends. Not to get into the details of it, but a lot of people, I was going to say ciao, but a lot of people actually in my life are kind of fighting over, I don't want to say little things, stuff that's important to them. But they're still like welcoming fights into the life between people they love. Happening at work and my family. It's real easy to do that with someone. But I find that me myself, I welcome it, but I also have little patience for it. I welcome it because it is a chance to improve our relationship. Like if we get into a fight, our relationship's about to go to the next level, I think, because we're gonna settle it, and those things there. We're gonna settle it, and we're gonna respect each other more for it, I think. I don't know if that's obviously not true for everybody, but I think that's a good way to deal with issues, is look at it as an opportunity to test and build your relationship with somebody. But you have to come into it not trying to harm the other person. You can't get stuck in the attitude of like, I'm right, you're wrong, or what you said is wrong and it hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt you. You can't get into that type of attitude. You have to have an a goal of one, resolving the issue, and two, resolving it in a way that build up your friend, your partner, whoever it may be. Or make these a little bigger. Can I add speed? That would help. There we go. You have to have the attitude that you want to come out of the other side with this person. Better relationship. It can't be about your pride. It can't be about what was said. And every fight is going to be different, but I feel like I'm at a point where I want to see everybody get better. I don't want to fight anybody, especially for no reason. The last thing I want to do, fighting for no reason. Some dice. It's playing card. I may not keep the playing card. Say. But I do need the shape of it. Because these shops don't really do playing cards or gambling. This is more of a reference to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering or whatever card game is popular now. There's one I saw the other day that was just like every anime you could think of in one card game. Disney's got a card game now. Lorcana is what it's called. Everybody's got a card game. Marvel has one on the phones app. I just need like a stylish way of fanning cards. I don't specifically want like a fanned hand of cards, because that's pretty obviously poker or whatever card game. I just kind of want like falling cards, basically. Maybe they're good, but there's too many. This is tough branding, but I think it's gonna look good. I hope it is. Yeah, coming into all of your relationships should be, you should know that like if something happens with this person, I'm going to be ready and want to talk it out with them and build them up and respect what they have to say. But if they're wrong, then I can say they're wrong. You just have to have a mature attitude about your relationships. It's not worth your time to be in a relationship where you don't have that kind of comfort.
Without the ones like you working tirelessly to keep
No,
things
YouTube,
running,
don't do
would
it.
suddenly stop. No matter your industry.
I don't know why I get so many ads for Granger. Because I'm a business owner or something? I don't know. I have no idea. I've never used Granger or shopped Granger. Or I don't even know what Granger is. Like industrial supplies or something. I get that ad way too much. I'm shopping different cards. This might do, since it's just a couple cards. A little tough, little tough, little tough. Just a little tough. So ready to move though. I pass by the place we're moving every day and I'm just like, I could be home right now. I don't move until late this month, but I'm just like, I could be home right now. Just let me in. We had some not difficulties, but disagreement, which I understand. Cal was more vehement about this than I was. Not that I don't see where Chow is coming from. The realtor had told us that the price for the apartment was one number, and we had applied a few days later and the price was a different number, and that really triggered Chow. I kind of get that yesterday's price is not today's price. We didn't get a quote. That the first number discussed wasn't a quote. There's like lots of different things, but I also see that like, oh, you changed the number on us for seemingly no reason. They explained it to us, but it was really the whole reason was they decided to charge more. So it is very much a case of yesterday's price is not today's price, unfortunately for me. But just like going through that with them was just like, I didn't really need that. I could have done without that. But still, it's like, the apartment's right there. I could just go home right there. Keep these about the same. This one, is there anything I can do? Might have to divide it and then combine these two. I want to keep these together. Yeah, so little hiccups here and there, but we go on. I'm just so ready to get this thing done and move on with the next thing. I've been doing more work for myself lately. That feels really good. This included, like this that I do for people. Hoping this turns out good. My idea for this this logo is gonna be like this. So you're gonna have all that stuff going on the sides, and then real big in the center you're gonna have the hobby hub, and it's all gonna be a 2-color stamp essentially, and that's gonna give it the style and the life and stuff. Maybe I could even make that go behind the logo. I don't even have to be super detailed with it. I could literally just do that. Or maybe a rounded rectangle is a little more fitting. That's too round though. Yeah, this is the kind of work I do, and I love doing it so much that I do it at home after doing it all day at work. My job is potentially closing. I'm not really super afraid, but all the customers are like so worried and upset. But it's like, I'm still gonna be here. I'm literally moving into town, so I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna take care of y'all. Kinda how it feels, at least. Could do it like that. This one's a little strong here though. Maybe I can round that out. A little bit here. But then that makes it kind of look like that's part of the logo. I don't want that to be the case. So one way of looking at it. And I'm putting these off of the card. Maybe I should keep them on the card. Because they're not super important, but I don't want them to be cut off the card, because if they're cut off the card, you don't really know what the shape is anymore. A little more careful with that, I think. That one did. I think this one might be a little too thick. It's too thick. So if I add a white stroke. I'm leaving all these little like cuts and things, fine lines, because it's just gonna look like more artifacts from the Rizzo print if I apply that effect. This might be too many artifacts though. It's just not really keeping in theme with the other images. Some is okay. I don't want too many though. Not to the point where it becomes different than the other ones. You're not that special. Get rid of that one too. Not bad. I don't know if it looks intentional. The shapes could be stylized a little more so that they look like they come from a set. What else do you find at hobby store? I don't want to clutter it so much. I don't want to clutter it so much that it like ugly. What happens if a board game? Board game icons. Get stuff like tiles, chess pieces, pawns. I don't know if I want to go that hard into board game. Words in castle. That put us too much into fantasy. He's a big part of it. Puzzles. This is kind of what I'm going for. But the lines have to be a little thicker so that it works as a Rizzo. Token. The numbers are good, big enough to be. I like the tiles, but I don't want the letters on them to draw away from the brand. It's like, can I do tiles that don't have anything on them? I disagree. If I do this right, it should just make that. I don't know if this is the best way to do this type of effect, where it's drawing out the sides. It's just copying it a million times. But if I keep it close enough, you get that like 3D drop shadow effect. Maybe there's other ways to do. Or which one is best? I think I should get rid of the extra artifacts. Honestly, maybe the way this is drawn is like very linear. Maybe I'll just stick to one thin line. Point is this the 1 point line? Let me try that. Keep it real simple. Real simple. I was trying to go for the original shapes because it would feel more organic if the lines were uneven. As far as the like Rizzo print is concerned, but I think it'll work either way. The texture of the Rizzo print by nature is just like cool to look at. I think especially in blocks. Oh yeah, that's a 20-sided dice, right? That's what one of those looks like. I play D&D. Bring it in these corners. Pick the edges. I'm wondering if I should edit them. I can expand, make them into shapes, strokes, make them. Then I can soften these edges by pulling in those corners a little bit. Yeah, I think that's gonna look better, even if it is uniform. Oh, jeez. Very relaxing for me. I don't know about you guys. Probably super boring. When I actually get time to just sit here and do my work, it is so enjoyable for me. The problem with my current job is that I don't ever get time to sit here and focus on it, because we have walk-in customers and every walk-in comes to me, which is fine. I like to work with people and help them get what they need done, but the exchanges that I don't get to focus on this type of long form project as much as I'd like to, which also really sucks because I charge for my time, but I'm not able to charge the walk-ins for my time because I hardly spend any time. I shouldn't say hardly spend any time, there's so many of them that I do end up spending a lot of time. You know what I mean. I'd arguably make better use of my time if I was able to do this kind of work all day. Not that it's better use of my, yes, I don't know. Just different. Just different. It.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Earning daily
Apple
cashback
Card.
is simple. Use Apple Card right away with Apple Pay.
Oh, I don't have any Apple products. Why am I getting Apple ads? Sometimes the algorithm makes no sense. Now I don't know if they look better or not. Maybe it's just that angle that looks wrong. Or polyhedral. Get rid of these little artifacts. You know, over the years, I've probably traced these dice shapes so many times that I just never, like, realized a version that I could just. Be a long episode just because the nature of design. It looks so much like Hobby Lobby, I can't unsee it. It's kind of killing me. It just feels so stale. I don't know if the card's gonna be white either. I set this to multiply. Then we'll see this color is also set to multiply. So this is the effect of like a risograph print. Is that your registration should be off. That's gonna let you see this overlapping effect. It doesn't matter which one's on top, they overlap and have the same transparency priority. But it blends and gives you this little offset effect. For these colors being so light and dark, I may have to give it a lot of space. It's a little hard to look at. If I go with a lighter gray. I'm gonna have to work on this, I think. Probably post about it. But yeah, I think that's long enough. Sorry, I wasn't getting super into discussions. I don't think I really have any regrets this week. Thank God. Oh, really focused on work lately. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there until I can figure out which style I'm actually trying to go for. I might even go back and hand draw so that I get the effect I want. It doesn't look right to me, kind of being a wall. I do like the super like plain lines, but then they don't look organic enough. I don't know. I'm going back and forth on myself, and I probably need to what do we call it here? Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. It has been another week, and we will prevail. Take care of your friends. Take care of your relationships. Let you see them grow. But I will see y'all in the next one. Adios.